Exciting October releases right now on the Indie Radar. Dub, I want to kick it off with this upcoming Rogue 'em Up releasing October 9th. Absolum. How great does this game look?
Yeah, it's beautiful. If you played like the old Capcom like arcade style games, you're gonna love this one. But it's a beat 'em up mixed with roguelike, stuff, elements all over. It's great. I've played the demo. That simple like couple button style of combat. But then you mix in the roguelike elements of like your different attacks, your different weapons. You have all these different characters you can select on the way, and then you have your roguelite hub where you can improve yourself between the runs to make things just a little bit easier, because of course you got to deal with the permadeath style nature of roguelite. So it's a great mix, and I love this. Like Hades has its own thing, but the beat 'em up genre, that like this could be the Hades version of that, because like it could be really interesting combat. They do all these mixes, make all the attacks really feel different. Then they got something here. They could do it, but it's all about what they do after the demo. I enjoyed, man. Me and a lot of other people did, but it's exciting that it's coming out full.
Yeah, Absolum, October 9th. I got to tell you, like, I love, arcade style side scrolling beat 'em up.
Yes.
But like you and I both know that when you go and play that a game like that, you're thinking, all right, man, that level 5 is really something. I really got to focus there. But before there, I know exactly like who's coming out when. I know everything to do. And these beat 'em ups can get a little bit boring as you're just playing the game and running through them. This changes all of that. They're twisting the genre. It's not a beat 'em up. It's not a roguelite. It's a rogue 'em up.
Right. And they use the
really cool
procedural generation of the roguelikes and roguelites to like give it that twist, because we all know that, like, yeah, we love beat 'em ups. We love that power fantasy, just cruising the streets, beating the crap out of guys, having special moves. That's fun. But it can get a little bit vanilla, a little boring, man. So it's great to have that mix up of where the enemies come out, what the level design is. That roguelike twist, that procedural generation is always welcome and keeps things interesting, especially in something like a quick run, like a beat 'em up can be.
And as a indie developer, like, you can take these chances, to do something new, to stand out, to be a little bit different. And this, by the way, these guys have resurrected a lot of IPs, right?
We got Dodemo headlining it. Guard Crush is also one of the main, like, their Guard Crush games. They're doing like the gameplay style, and then they have this relation with Super Monks. They're doing all the art, and like what's really interesting is like the art. The animators are like, hey, dude, how are we gonna work with like the dash mechanic? Like, we want to make sure we get everything right. So like it's cool to hear that like the animators are having a lot of input on the gameplay, and that's gonna like respond with the feedback. And that's amazing for like an indie game to have that kind of relationship. Yeah, Dodemo is like the big publisher that focuses on indie games, but this is their first original IP. And they're having Guard Crush work on it, an indie studio. Like, I love this direction. I love what they're doing with it, man. Like I said, I just love this twist. This is the right mix.
Dokima, first original IP, and throwing their own twist into the beat 'em up genre. Looks great, sounds great. I think it's gonna be great. We'll find out. October 9th, Absolum. Jefferson Carps with The Dove. This is the Indie Radar on the Gamer Buff. Upcoming games, indie release news, previews. Thank you guys for being here. Comment, subscribe, ring the bell, for crying out loud. We're talking indie game Dove. How about this? Top-down shooter. Loot, escape, build, and try not to die, right? It looks great. Absolutely. It also looks adorable. October 16th, it's Escape from Duckov.
Yeah, they're taking the PvE and changing it, or I'm sorry, the PvP and changing it to like a PvE straight up. Instead of having an extraction shooter type thing. They're going like, hey, let's just make this a solo player thing. Take that anxiety of someone who plays this game all the time, just taking out noobs and taking all the stuff that you worked hard to get. But it still has an element of like danger and all that stuff with Escape from Duck Off. Yeah, it looks cute and all that stuff. It's got that isometric camera. Looks simple, but these games are legit. You know what I mean? It's solo player. You're going up against the AI, but you die, you lose all your stuff, and you gotta pretty much start from scratch. You get to build a home base, which I think is just cool, man. You're like post-apocalyptic setting type thing, so it's always fun to like get that like build your own society or like rebuild stuff and have that hub. But there's a lot of like risk reward in these types of games, and I think that's why a lot of people like them. So
yeah,
I love it.
Escape from Duckov. It's like the extraction shooter, but the taking out a lot of the anxiety of the player versus player and the people who are going to sit online and play this all day and know everything and just come and wipe you out.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that. So if that's not your thing,
Bingo.
and you want to try one of these games, these extraction top-down shooter games, this is the one, Escape from Duckov, right? I mean, it's another twist, just like you just talked about with the Absolum. It's another twist on a genre, the extraction shooter, and they threw a curveball into it, and I think it's a good.
Hell yeah, and there's plenty of jokes from the original, like they're making fun of themselves, taking nods from Escape from Tarkov, so like they know what they are, they know what they're doing. Dude, I think this is really interesting, and it's something that I'd like to get into. Tarkov is it's a really high bar for entry. This is a one-time purchase, and you get to enjoy a really deep, intense, thoughtful, strategic game. So I'm super excited for this one. Team Soda, I think, is like a solo developer or something like that.
Yeah, Team Soda. Yeah, I think it is.
And they're pairing with huge Billy games, but still, like indie. This is nuts. I hope this is cool, man.
Well, and I think it's a great way to maybe get recognized right off the bat, right? To get some by doing like a parody game like this. It can help you stand out and get recognized right away. And then if your game is fun, if it's a great game, then you got something.
Right. And that's all that matters. I think I did another game. Magic Craft. They were published by Billy. Like these smaller studios get that big time coverage, and they're not taking a big risk with these smaller studios, and these smaller studios can maintain their anonymity and their focus and their vision for their games. So that's what's important. But dude, this looks so cool. You got a cool duck indie game that's kind of hardcore. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you don't have to invest your life if you want to play this. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, it might sound a little silly, but that duck looks badass. And his escape,
he does, dude.
His escape, which, by the way, like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but big twist at the end in how you escape from Duckov, because you know that you're always going back to your hub, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, typically in these games, you die, you just lose it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here you actually have a pet companion.
Yeah.
And they can carry like one single thing for you. So
yes.
your most important item, your pet companion, who's there by your side, Duck's best friend, gonna carry that thing, gonna save it for you. But from this hub of yours, you're the entire time you're building something that is gonna help you escape from Duckov.
Okay.
And if you want to find out, go play the game. It's a great twist. It's a great curveball on the extraction shooter genre, and we've been following this for a while. And finally, October 16th, it's going to be here. Escape from Duckov. Put it on the indie radar. Duck.
Yo.
I think it's the year of the indie sequel.
Please. I think you're right.
Hollow Knight Silksong.
Yeah.
Hades 2.
Hell yeah.
We had Ender Magnolia. Bloom in the Mist. We had Tales of Iron 2.
Oh yeah.
Whiskers of Winter.
Mhm.
By the way, the fairy tale animation in that game is so cool. But Dub,
Mhm.
it doesn't end there because we have another indie sequel, October 23rd. This indie sequel takes a back seat to no other indie sequel, or does it, Dove? It's Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault, and I gotta ask you, as a huge Moonlighter fan, there's some risky changes from the beloved, hugely successful original. Let's start with the animation. We've gone from 2D to 3D.
Absolutely. I mean, like, you're always gonna get some people who love the original, and like they're just not gonna ever be satisfied. So I get that, but um, the developers, Digital Sun, basically said they don't want to water down the original game, so they wanted to do something slightly different. Hey, man, I think it's just natural to go from 2D to 3D. It's a natural progression, and you know what? I think it really pays off when it comes to the combat, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but it really works way better. I love those pixel games. I love isometric. I love top down. I love all that stuff. But, sometimes it makes combat a lot more difficult. And the 3D updated graphics and just the motion, the frame rate, everything, it just helps you in combat, period. So I like it. I love it. I want it to continue.
Well, that's fair. That's one thing that you wanted a little better gameplay experience on from the original. You've always said was just the combat.
Yeah.
And this you think could really help it. So you don't have a problem with the animation, because there's a lot of like complaining and pushback on the devs here about Moonlighter 2. They're selling out. They're going to 3D and blah 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 and all this stuff, and it's like, I just want to, and we're going to cover some more because there's some big changes, some risky
there's
changes, but it's a different game.
Yeah, they're evolving.
They made a huge successful hit. This game, Moonlighter, sold almost 3 million copies as a tiny little indie developer.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have that success in their back pocket. They have a little more funds and they can do some more stuff. It's Moonlighter 2. It's the Endless Vaults, right? They're endless. But I will tell you this: it's a different game.
Yeah, you're
so
some
things are going to be different, and just maybe let them do what they do. But also, Dub, the game is releasing to early access because they do want feedback. They don't want to piss off everybody, and they appreciate like the gamers that discovered them and loved their game and gave great reviews and feedback and spread the word. They appreciate that. They don't want to alienate those people, and so I think that's why, a big reason why they're releasing to early access, so they can hear about some of this. But okay, the animation, you're into it. You dig it. What about the gameplay shift? Tell me about some of the combat, some of the dungeon crawl.
Yeah, well, they switched up and they're a little more leaning on roguelike, so you're gonna have to adapt on the fly. You're gonna have different builds that you're gonna have to adjust to. So, just changing up that keeps things a little fresher. You know what I mean? I like that. But I think honestly, it's gonna be a timing thing. The enemies are different. They got like, I want to say I don't even know. I'm confusing it with the items. They have over 120 items, different ones that you can find throughout. But they got a good assortment of different enemies in this one, and I just like their different attack patterns. And I love the way the combat is just more smooth. It's like when you went from Mario to N64, you got that, like, you felt like you had trust in the movements, and that's what I feel like here. Like, I was like impressed at how each attack felt true and how my movements were honest, you know what I mean? Whereas sometimes when you get in that 3D, it gets slippery. It can feel like your movements don't matter. But this, really, I love the sharp combat. It's a step in the right direction by far. I love it. Combat pays off. But it's the shopkeeping that I think is really going to throw people off, like it did me.
That's it. And the dungeon crawling, the combat, back to that. That's the one thing that you really wanted to see improve since we started covering Moonlighter 2.
100%.
And you think that this is great for that.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing that from you is like super encouraging. But like you talk about risky moves, this is one that really gets me, and I think gets a lot of people, and I think it gets you, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
Big fella, the shopkeeping.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made Moonlighter the original Moonlighter.
Yeah,
and we're changing
so.
that.
There's
no haggling. You're not haggling for that
No.
perfect price, baby.
Right,
What are we
exactly.
doing now?
It's more of like a management simulation, so you're worried more about like how your shop looks, both the cleanliness, the efficiency, the flow, how you what you put out gets bonuses or like that relate to how well your shop looks and how well you keep up with that, rather than you haggling with each person, which honestly I kind of love. I liked haggling a little bit, but they took it out. But
a little bit.
I loved it, dude. But it gets a little boring after you've done it like 800 times. Like when you've haggled over like a $5 little piece of gem.
Well, when you're at end game, you're like, Jesus Christ, I got this guy again, and I got to haggle over this over like a couple of bucks. But here's the thing, like that's a huge part of the game. You can't. It was just a lot of the eliminate
charm. 100%. Yeah, and the developers. That's why they're going to early access. I mean, they already said it before this that they're looking to like kind of adjust that because they want old school gamers to also enjoy this and not feel alienated by the change. So I don't know what tweak they're going to have. I personally think they should let you haggle and then assign a shop member to do that for you, like when you're out, or like you can automate it if you
have
want.
an option to
right,
yeah.
And if you want to haggle, let people haggle, and then you can automate it when you're out doing your thing, or like when shops close.
Listen, I mean, I'm all in on Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault. However, you're running a shop, people are gonna haggle.
Right.
That's what there is to it, and it's such an important piece to Moonlighter.
Online school.
Well, listen. You're not. Would you stop? Would you just stop?
Boom.
Moonlighter 2, a lot of changes. Dubby's into some of them, and he wants a few tweaks to some of the others. And then that's the great thing about early access. Dove's a big fan of early access. He tells me how great it is all the time. Hades too.
A nice tool for indie developers.
Yeah, for a year or 2 or 7 or however long you want to hang out. 16 months for Hades 2 in early access. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. It's here, Hades 2, and that's great. After it spent a good 16 months, you say?
Yeah. What's its Metacritic score?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's in the mid-90s.
It's in the mid-90s. Well, it should be because it's been 16 fucking months.
Perfecting the game. Instead of going out
giving every single fucking person what they wanted.
Not every single person, but getting good feedback and listening to the people who play it and
who have played
it. Talk about that.
But they've played it for 16 months. What's left to even play?
The true ending. They added a lot. They added an epilogue period as well.
Okay, but if you get
okay, actually, Mr. 112% of fucking Hollow Knight,
exactly,
you fucking goddamn hypocrite.
Right, you could do that. You could do that.
They didn't have it in the fucking game. They were waiting for it to full release so that people like you who had played the full game have a reason to finish it or come back for more. 100%. No,
yes, I want to go play the game. I don't want to wait 16 months. It's not going to take me 16 months to get 100+% on Hollow Knight or on Silk Sword.
But how long did that last 12% take you to get in Hollow Knight? How did the last no? How long did it take you to finish
15 hours?
After you finish the game to like the complete part that you're at right now?
So you're telling me that I dick around in this game for 16 months in early access, and then a big reveal, here it comes, and I go play the game, and then 3 days later I'm done, and I'm happy with that. I'm never going back. I'm not going back.
Well, then why did they get such good reviews? If it was such dog shit and they're like, I'm never going back after that, why did they get 96? I didn't say it was dog shit.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure the early access was phenomenal. I think a lot of people are like me and they waited and then they went back and holy shit, They didn't go back. They went to it for the first time. And they were like, holy shit, this is a great game. And that's fine. Just tell me when the game's out and I'll play it. You're an early access guy. You have an eye for these things.
It's only out on PC in early access.
More involved. You're the gamer buff. You're the dove. But you understand, and you have things to shape directions of the game. You have relationships with developers, and you speak to them. I just want to go play a game and be like, yeah, I did that. I beat that. Yeah. 100%.
Well, then wait till the game's out. Yeah.
That's what I will do.
They didn't release it on consoles or anything but PC until it was in full release. So, grand majority of the people, like right now, it's only on Switch and PC. So the rest of the people still have to wait. So it's not even in full, but it's still selling game. 3 million already sold.
Wait, Hades isn't even out on
Hades
anything
2.
but Hades 2 isn't out on anything but Hades
PC
Christ,
and
but
Switch.
PC and Switch and Switch 2.
Yeah. It's exclusive. And they've already sold 3 million copies. Like in their early,
because Hades was phenomenal, and Hades 2 I think is probably
that's what
phenomenal
I'm saying. Hades 2 is already
we'll
sold
talk about
that
it in a minute.
early access. It's amazing.
I understand that. So now
And
that
it's
it's
an
out,
amazing
I can
score.
go play the game. That's great. I can go play that game because I'm on a Switch. That's phenomenal.
Right, but if early access was such a bad idea, they wouldn't be so highly rated.
I
That's my
just
point.
I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just not for me to sit around, jerking off in the game where I can't finish for, this game is edging me for 16 months. 16 months, Dovey.
What do we got coming up, Carbs?
All right. No, I want to talk about this game. By the way, we were speaking about Moonlighting 2, The Endless Vault.
Yeah.
And it became an endless discussion about Hades 2 and early access. But October 23rd, releasing 2 early access.
No one remembers that at this point.
All right, clean fucking slate.
Yeah.
This next game.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this last game we're going to cover this week. My God, man. I can't even believe what's going on with this next game. Mm-hmm. I really hope that they can pull it off. It's medieval. It's action. It's strategy. It's totally fucking nuts what's happening here.
It's insane.
If they can pull it off, releasing October 8th, Kingmakers.
Yeah, man, this thing looks insane. Yeah, it's first person. If you want to be that character, the guy from the future coming back, military guy from current times, going back to 1400, year 1400, England, I believe. And you're just kicking some fucking ass, man. Like, you're just shredding shit.
Got modern weapons. First of all, guns, but like modern guns. And you're taking out like this army from medieval times. It's
fair, man.
It's amazing, right?
Let's go. It sounds nuts.
But also, you're commanding like a 10,000 person army,
right?
So you're in this first person, but you can then draw back and like command these troops because there's a whole war going on,
right?
And I don't know how they're going to pull that off. The first person part of it is great, but then like I'm telling you, it's thousands, it's tens of thousands, I think, of horses and troops and medieval armies in a legitimate, massive war.
Right.
How are they going to do that?
Well, I mean,
it's all going on around you. You're commanding it, and you also can switch to first person.
Third person. I screwed up. It's third person camera.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, your little dude's right there. You're right. But come on.
Well, that's the rub. People are saying it might not actually be legit because I mean, Unreal Engine is great and all that stuff, but we all remember what was it the day before, where it was just everyone promised this amazing, very ambitious style game.
Yes, give us money, our game shit. Yeah,
it was shit. Right. But they're coming out in early access in early October here, so like I feel like there's less of a chance for the BS. But hey, man, this is a small studio. We're giving them a chance. If they can pull this off, this would be so fucking insane. Because like, that's great. It's such a like, it's always sunny in Philadelphia bitch fest going on in the bar, like the Scorpion, the Rat. I don't fucking care, but like, I want to know who would win in a fight if you got one guy with a bunch of modern day weapons and a whole fucking fleet of medieval, like someone else is commanding that. Like, that's a great versus battle right there, and that's where I think you hook a lot of people. Like, hey man, you got fucking machine gun and a bazooka on your back, but I got a whole fleet of fucking armored mofos who are gonna take you down. At some point, we're gonna get you.
Yeah, with this heavy ass like chain armor that they can't even move. Like, fighting wars in the 1400s is ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
you're gonna take it down
I know,
a lot of people.
but also
along the way.
you could call in an airstrike from the future.
Yeah, I know.
You
it's
could
fucking
do that
insane.
in this game.
Yeah, and there's like a gameplay loop where you get to like go back to the future and like buy and upgrade your weapons to like.
You
bring
could
back
go
and all
like
that.
it looks like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like you can go literally into your own future. You can go past
Okay.
your modern time, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Because I swear I saw a scene of just robotic nonsense. I was like, okay, now where's this guy now?
right. Well, I mean, I can't wait to fucking play the game. We got just like a week left to wait,
Yeah.
and then it's out.
Well, and the devs, like, there's so much pushback. There's just so much doubt.
Yeah, but they're out there and they're
The devs
talking.
are out there saying, nah, listen, that's not a concern. We created this.
They
Like, from the start, we have this is all us. We know what we're doing. We
Redemption
developed
Road
it.
games.
We programmed it. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's gonna work. It's going to work, and I,
I
hope
hope
it
so.
does, because Kingmakers, my
Nice.
God.
So this game looks insane. It's just like it's the right amount of crazy mixed with like I want to fucking play that shit.
Dude, it's
where you're shooting people third person.
It's epic.
Kicking some fucking ass.
It's humongous, and it's epic.
Or you're a nerd like me, real time strategy, trying to take that motherfucker.
Exactly, and you could do all of that, but I do have. It's not that I don't have. I do have a lot of concerns about whether you can pull it off, because if you can pull off all of that, like, are you still putting in the time on the story here, on like the early game, the middle game, the ending game, the finish?
Right. Is it all just like fighting and fun that way and no real thread to pull everything
Yeah,
together?
I need
No
a
substance to
start and
tie
I need an
things.
end, baby. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
and that's what you always wonder when these style of games come out. These crazy, like, oh, I gotta play that. It's an action pack. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Great idea, but
Yeah.
does it have everything? That's the question, man.
where are we going with it? I listen. It sounds huge. It sounds epic, and we're gonna find out very soon. October 8th, Kingmakers. Better be on your radar, and we're gonna experience this thing together. Kingmakers. I hope they can pull this off. It sounds so great. I'm calling in a fucking airstrike right away. That's all I'm gonna do. They're gonna be like, what the hell is that? You know? That's a fucking power jet, motherfucker. You know? They don't know what that is. They just think it's God swooping down to end their life. It's Kingmakers, baby. Kingmakers, October 8th. Not dumb. I look forward to your videos on Hades 2. I think it's been long enough that I can fire up Hades, get through that.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done playing that, after Silk Song, of course, then I can move on to Hades 2, and I can play the full game. And that's how I do it. You do it the way you want to do it. Judge Harvey does it the way he wants to do it. And we all live happily fucking ever after.
How about it?
All right. So, listen, thank you guys for listening to our ridiculous early access arguments at the Gamer Buff channel. We appreciate you. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll meet you guys at the mall.
No. I'll be there.
Support your local retail. Hey, fellas! Game on!
Game on! That's all I'm going to say. We can do the show.
Right. Well, you've said a lot more than that, though. That you've already, I think you've covered it.
Kind of ranted, yeah.
Yeah, I think
That
it's
was pretty
what,
long.
what do you mean?
I mean,
That's all you're
the way
going
we
to
do
say?
it. I
That's-
rant, you rant, troll. You know, come on.